Hey everybody, it's Eric.
This is Glenda.
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games, and tonight, after years of anticipation,
Army of the Dead.
if you want to see what's inside,
Stay tuned.
so, history lesson, Army of the Dead, based on the movie Army of the Dead that went on Netflix. This was announced in May of 2021, and we got it today, July of 2024.
Wow, that's a long time.
There was actually, a lot of us stopped believing it was actually going to happen. And all of a sudden, about 2 months ago, all of a sudden it's like, oh, pre-orders are up. And when Asmodee put the pre-order up, it was like, okay, this is happening.
You should not do that. Stop believing. Always believe. Because if you don't, you lose your money, and that's not a good thing.
Well, sometimes believing you lose your money because you end up buying it.
You bought something, you know, in exchange for money, you got something. But in exchange for money and nothing, that's not good, guys.
So this is a 1 to 6, 14 and up, and it takes approximately an hour to play. I have not looked at the rule book, but from what I've heard, it's a completely standalone, just like the Night of the Living Dead game. And just from the cover, it looks like you have your characters from Army of the Dead, the movie. So I'm going to assume that most of the scenarios probably follow Army of the Dead.
And if you know Zombicide,
kill them all.
This is going to be easy, I guess.
Alright, so we have a confidential missions, and we have Army of the Dead, the rules. So most Zombicide games, they run pretty much the same. Every character gets 3 actions until you level up, then sometimes you get a 4th action or some type of action. Now, the one thing about Zombicide recently, though, with all the different iterations, I guess the word is, different versions.
Upgrades.
Sure, we'll go with upgrades.
It's harder now. Is that what you're
Sometimes,
saying?
but you
It's
also
more
have
challenge.
they've been doing different rules for different games.
And you have to do that because otherwise it's going to be just buying the first Zombicide.
If you don't update, it's just
it becomes boring after a while. It does.
Now you have your abominations. You have the Queen. You have Valentine. You have Shamblers. You have Alphas. You have Zeus, Helmeted Zeus, and Mounted Zeus. For those of you who have not watched Army of the Dead, it gives you a new smart zombie, let's say.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
You got the list of skills in the back and game round summary. So they have the Army of the Dead confidentiality missions. I don't care if we're not supposed to look at this, but I'm pretty sure we are. So,
Confidential missions.
yeah. So it looks like it goes. There's 10 missions you can play, and I'm just gonna flip one over.
And you
It's
have
got
your
your basic.
personal objectives here. So
Ooh, personal
yeah.
objectives. All right.
And you keep track of it.
But it also has on the back. It does the normal. It'll give you your map, your objectives, your special rules, how many of different zones and tokens are on the board.
For that particular one, that makes it interesting.
But we're going to stick this back in the
Because it's confidential. It's secret. Alright.
Okay, so let's grab this out first. Now I will say I did look already on like Thingiverse to see if there were any new 3D things that you can print for this game, but you know, literally most people are just getting it in the last couple days or today, so nothing's really jumped out yet except for your normal spawn points, which I've already printed those for regular Zombicide and for Dead or Alive, Undead or Alive. So we have these. I'm not really sure what these new purple ones are. I know these are your normal spawn points. This looks like probably the Zeus or your Abomination style spawn point. And then you have your small rooms and your
So what are you looking for?
things to search for, doors, and there's a vehicle. You do have a vehicle. What are these purple
It
ones?
comes here.
They're numbered on the back.
Right there, right?
Yeah, those right there.
Is that a Is it a tracker or?
No.
Where is it coming from then?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I see it. So that's a taco truck. This is the first player, so it's right there. Sleepers.
Sleepers. Okay, so we have sleepers. Hey, and for those of you who don't know, we recently got a new fur baby. So you may hear the cat in the background meowing because we won't let him in. Because during an unboxing earlier this week, he decided he was going to knock stuff over in the corner.
But he wants to be with us, so he's with us.
Alright, so the new map tiles for this.
It's very colorful.
Viva Las Vegas. Now, for those of you who have watched the movie, you know that the whole premise of it is that a group of individuals has been recruited to go back into Las Vegas to get into a vault to get money.
Oh no, I remember
Yeah.
it. Gotcha. Had to not say that. I'm like, what is this show? Because most of you have seen it. Now
Okay.
watch it.
So, our new dashboards
It's pink.
are pink.
It's pink.
They are a little bit smaller, it looks like, than the normal dashboard that you get for Zombies. I can't remember because it's been a while since we played 2nd edition. But you have your tracker, and you have your left and right, you have your backpack, and you have where your character goes. And you get 6 of those. We do have our trackers here. And green, orange, red, purple, yellow, and a blue. And did I say purple? I thought I said purple. And the thing needs to go on the bottom of the figure.
So you can identify them, even though sometimes with it we still don't know which one is.
We will play other people's characters, yes. Alright, so in here you get six red dice, but you also get these 2 white dice also. There's nothing really special until you get to these, and well, that's interesting.
That's the ammo dice, the white dice.
Ammo
and this
dice.
Yes, it's an ammo dice.
Alright, so you have ammo dice and 6 regular die. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll put that over there for now. And
let's go look at the bigger cards. Which is a character?
yep, these are the characters. So these are your playable characters. Burt Cummings, Chambers, Mr. Bly, Tanaka. I can't remember how they pronounce the first name, but I know it's Tanaka. Mickey Guzman, Lily, Martin, Peters, which is your helicopter pilot, Kate Ward, Vandera. It's been a while since I've watched this movie, so I'm probably mispronouncing too.
Vander.
Maria Cruz,
Row.
Ludwig. Now this is your safecracker. And Scott Ward, that's Baptiste. And for those of you who played Zombicide, on the front you have your stats, because they would go here on the card, and you have your trackers to keep track of what levels they are. But on the back, it does give a history of who they are and what their special characteristics will do. Actually, it looks like it just gives what their special characteristics will do.
So they don't turn.
No, they stopped doing turning in the first edition, man.
That's the fun one.
Nope. So Tim will not get on the helicopter, and because he's turned, shoot himself.
It's funny.
So Okay, so let's look at the Zeus orders first. So, activate all shamblers. Spawn force activate. Activate all alphas in the zone. Place this alpha in any zone adjacent to the noise token. No effect, and place this alpha in the same zone as the closest sleeper token.
Okay.
So these are Zeus orders for the Zeus character. Personal objectives, which I think you were mentioning on the back of the confidential mission, right?
Confidential mission, yeah.
Confidential. So since you have 6 characters, you have 6. I'm going on the assumption whoever you pick is who you get the personal objectives for. Let's go with Peters first. Objective: Peters must kill at least 2 zombies in the same zone as another survivor in a single turn. Objective token: the survivor holding the objective token receives the Hunter Alpha skill.
Okay.
So you have little side missions. Our abominations: we have Mounted Zeus, Helmeted Zeus, and Zeus. Valentine, which is the tiger.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Queen.
Okay.
And for those of you who have not watched the movie, Zeus is the actual initial zombie that gets away from the army unit. And first he infects the army unit, and then they go into the town of Las Vegas and infect Las Vegas. Now this is roll 5 dice up to 3 times. This is gears and bolts and spikes and darts, and you know what? This is probably...
Get the vault cards.
Yeah, these are the vault cards. I was going to say, because the vaults, one of the things about the movie is when you're trying to get to the vault, there are different, God, what is the word I'm looking for? It's not targets. It's, when they stick something
your
out.
Aim, your goal,
No, they
what?
stick something out that triggers when you walk into it. Oh my God, seriously?
They trigger something when
Like in Indiana Jones movies when he steps on the wrong thing. Booby traps.
Trap. Yeah, it's a trap.
Yep.
It's a trap!
It's a trap.
How can you not know that?
We do have our taco truck here. And Army of the Dead, these are your spawns. I will say that this has a very colorful feel to it.
I just mentioned it. It's a different color. It's not like your typical red, black. This is really pink. Blue, yellow.
Not a lot of spawn cards.
Well, isn't this the one that they were paid to do something or something like that? Is this the one? What's the what in the movie? In the
Oh
show?
yeah, they're paid. They're paid like a certain amount of money to go in and clean the vault out.
Correct.
And then they find out that they weren't the first group that went in and all this other stuff. All right, so this is your equipment deck.
You should have... What are those? 55. You have, among those are 4.
And as you're saying it, I get to the
And I like how they have it all here. Machete.
Oh, you get adrenaline shots here.
Yep. You got TNT. Submachine
And we get
gun,
booby traps in here, and TNT and gasoline.
Silencer. First aid kit, which we need.
The combat shotgun, when you absolutely must kill everybody in the room. You remember as first edition Zombicide? I always used to try to get the combat shotgun.
And of course you have your crowbar.
Crowbar, and you have the king saw. I'm telling you, the more I look at this gun, the more I can't wait to kind of dig in and start playing this.
I get it. Why? I mean, I get it. It's a different.
It's a different style.
Yeah, it's a different style of Zombicide. So it's interesting. It's yeah, something you would want to play.
Okay, so we looked at the cards. We've seen the new dashboards, the dice, the new tiles for this game. But I know what you're all waiting to see.
Of course.
You're waiting to see how we do the 360s on all the miniatures that are involved in this game. And that's the one thing I did notice when I was looking through it was that there are, you know, it's not just, they've made different molds. So even though people were like, well, it's not going to Kickstarter, we're not going to get all the extra stuff, there's not a lot of extra stuff that could go along with this. I mean, it's based on the movie.
It is, yeah. And I think it's enough. I mean, knowing how the movie is.
And I mean, what are they going to offer you? Doors?
If you're
anybody at Zombicide has doors. Okay.
I was about to say that.
The only thing that I would like to see Zombicide start doing, and I mean, since I 3D printed mine, the spawn zones instead of having the cardboard or just the plastic tokens, I've got the 3D printed ones, and we like those. It would be nice to see something like that, but you know what?
Maybe you can 3D print the bolt.
Ooh. Alright, so now I noticed that these ones
Looks darker.
is darker than these. So I wonder what the difference is.
Darker.
You're funny. Well, remember there was different types of zombies. There were shamblers and then there was...
Yes, move along.
Okay.
Okay, so they are the alphas. I think the darker ones are the alphas.
Okay, so there's
Is that what it
16 of those. Does it say 16?
Yeah, I didn't say, but...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it says 16. There you go.
So, in your first tray, you have the alphas and the abominations, and you do have, it looks like what is a group of the shamblers, right? Yeah.
Shamblers 30.
Yeah, you have a 4 shamblers in there, but the majority of what's in this first tray is you have the alphas, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
16 alphas.
they are signified in a darker gray, almost a charcoal gray color.
In 4 different poses, I think. Yes.
Yeah, you have 4 different poses of them. Now, with your Zeus, you do have... I see the first 2. Isn't Zeus supposed to have 3?
You have 1, 2.
Okay.
Zeus.
Well, Zeus is supposed to be helmeted and not helmeted, but I guess...
Wait, maybe it's on the other. Nope.
So they probably use the same character for helmeted and non-helmeted.
You just have a mounted one
Right.
on the figure.
And you do have... the
Valentine? Which
yeah,
one is
Valentine, which is the tiger.
this? Yeah.
And then you have the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The queen.
The queen. And then, as we were talking about, you do have shamblers. You have 6 of the shamblers here, in this case. And then you have the rest of the shamblers over here. And honestly, the shamblers are, you know, you're just talking basic zombie figure. Hiccup.
Hiccup. Breathe.
Basic zombie figures. Nothing real spectacular. Just...
But good poses, though.
Well, you know, we've said it before. We say it again. CMON, their sculpts are good.
They are.
And with this type of game, they didn't have to do a bunch of different sculpts, but they still did.
Correct. Because they're just regular, nice zombies. Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then obviously, let's get into these heroes. Because I'm not really sure if we can call them heroes.
The survivors.
They're paid to go in there, so I mean
they want money.
They're kind of money hungry people.
But in the game, they're called
Survivors. I'm not. Are they called survivors in this game?
Orange survivors. That's nice.
What do you really call this? I guess it is orange. Kind of construction
It is.
orange. Yeah.
Not too orangey.
I tell you what, the
It's nice.
color of these survivors really actually makes you want to paint the damn things. just because how
Does
ugly the
it
color
bother
is.
you? Is it too bright? I know. Painting this would be good. It's beautiful. It's interesting to play.
Well, we think it is.
Stands out. Yes. So pretty much we got everything, huh?
Yeah. So right now, you guys, if you haven't seen them all, you're seeing the 360-degree views of all the miniatures that are involved in this game. There are several different poses of both the alphas, the shamblers. You have your abominations, which are Zeus and, oh my God, why do I keep forgetting the tiger's name?
It is Valentine.
Zeus, Valentine, and the Queen.
I had to look. Make sure.
Sometimes we have to look. This is available. Most stores are starting to get it. I saw it, even Miniature Market had it. I would suggest, though, make sure you're checking your local game stores first. You know, because if we don't support them, where do we have to go play with other people and meet new players?
Wow. It's true.
It is true.
Support your local game store.
As always, we support
Discover Games in Fayetteville, Georgia.
and Dan Wolf Games in Griffin, Georgia. Game on, everybody.
Game on.